everyone. How are you? I am a little bit early for my scheduled live tonight, and I didn't post a reminder about tonight's live because I didn't have time. So today I am filming a little bit differently. So please let me know how the sound is, if you guys can hear me. Hey Claire, let me know if I start to be really quiet or anything like that. I typically don't do my lives from my phone, but I'm trying it tonight for the first time. So I'm really open to any kind of feedback that you guys have to offer. Hey Della, how are you? I hope everybody has had a better week than I have. Jumps loud sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna put in my headphones then because this is the issue I've had when I had videos from my phone. So let me know if this is in. The only problem I think we're gonna have with me having my headphones is if I swallow or anything, you guys might hear that. So I apologize. I'm also have my laptop down below so I can keep track with the comments because they don't show as steadily in the phone screen as they do down here. Hey, Dark Lily, how are you? Yeah, this is the reason why the whole sound issue is why I haven't gone live from my phone and I've always used my laptop instead. But I wanted to try it and see if it was a little bit better. I don't know what's going on with my phone. Anyways, how is everybody doing? How has everybody been? I'm okay, Claire. I don't want to really get into it because I don't intend on getting emotional. But I did have to put one of my dogs to sleep this week, so that is why you guys haven't had any content. And that's all I want to say about it because, as you can tell, just mentioning it makes me super emotional. So I'm not going to talk about it. Maybe by next week, I'll be able to discuss everything that happened. It was something that was out of our control, but we had to make that decision. It is what it is, but that's not what I'm here for. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know why the videos I had talked about on Saturday didn't end up getting uploaded. I was tending to an ill pet and unable to film anything. So those videos are coming, which is a lot of why I am filming from my phone today instead of the laptop. I have moved my vanity into a different area of the house to try and make filming a little bit more accessible and easy. Please let me know if you guys can hear anything. I'm more towards the center of the house, so if you guys can hear at any point in a video or in my lives, if you can hear the dogs or the TV or anything like that, please let me know. They're all being relatively quiet at the moment, but it doesn't stay that quiet in this house. So, hey Amber, hey Debbie, hey Britt. All right. So tonight we did have about 2 weeks ago, it was a planned discussion on what topic we were going to talk about. I am still open. Hey, Melody, I am still open to discussing that topic if that's what you guys would like to talk about. I have no issue with that, but I want to make sure that the people who are here are comfortable with having that open discussion. If not, we can revert to one of the other open discussions, which is a little bit easier for people to talk about like substance abuse or addiction or anything along those lines. If you guys have any serious topic you want to talk about, that's what my Wednesday lives are for open discussion, are what we talk about. Debbie, I used part of the Soph palette and the Urban Decay Heavy Metals eyeliner is what I used. I know it's supposed to be eyeliner, but I use it as a topper. Um, so we can talk about that. That's usually what my Wednesday lives are. But if we want to keep it more laid back today, we can. I have a lot obviously going on, so I'm probably not going to be on for 2 hours or more like I have been in the past. I'm probably going to try and keep it limited. There's just a lot going on for me, and I want to make sure I'm here for my subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much, and I don't want and I know a lot of you have reached out to me over the week, and I just don't want it to seem like I'm leaving you guys and I'm not coming back. I just had stuff happen aside from my dog passing that I'm not going to disclose on the internet, but I've had other things going on that has also taken me away from doing my YouTube and my videos and my lives. So I know most of you guys understand that, but I have been getting more subscribers, and I just want them to be able to reference that this isn't a norm for me or for my content or scheduling. Life happens, and it's just interesting how mine has kind of just taken a plunge this last couple of weeks, and it can only go up from here. So I appreciate everybody who has been here and who's been supportive and sending me messages. It's been a wonderful feeling to have that happen. But I apologize if I've been short or not as open as you guys maybe had anticipated me to be. It's only just because of what I've got going on. It's nothing against any of you guys. Yeah, I agree, Britt. It does need to come second. And, a lot of this stuff has been going on part of the whole time I've been doing YouTube. And I was able to make it work. And then it has kind of just continued to snowball, and worse things have been happening to the point where I have not been in my best mental state. It's not been super concerning or anything like that. But for me, I'm not one who typically lets things get me down or keep me down. And for the past couple of weeks, that's kind of where I've been. So that's why I have pulled away. It has nothing to do with any of you guys or anything on YouTube. It's strictly just personal stuff that's been happening. But I am coming back, and my videos should go back to normal probably later this week or starting this weekend. Oh, I appreciate all of the support, you guys. It really does mean a lot to me. You know, I think most people who start a YouTube with genuine feelings when they're doing it, they're not doing it to try and be big. They're not doing it to try and gain a following to earn money. When they're solely doing it because it's something they enjoy, and if money comes out of it for them, it's like, you can tell with the YouTubers it doesn't matter to if they're making income or not. And I am one of those people who I came onto the platform just to build a community, to have openness, to be able to talk about whatever we want, whenever we want, not feel pressure, not feel like we're going to be ostracized or judged by our opinions and what we have to say, what we have to contribute to conversations. That's really why I started my channel, and to provide my own story to help others. In a sense, I was trying to, put those videos out there for education in a way, and for motivation and inspiration for anyone who may be dealing with a situation similar to that or has lived something similar to that. So it's taken an interesting turn here on YouTube for me. I never anticipated I would get over, 50 subscribers was like a dream. And then it very quickly, just due to some of the happening stories that were going on when I started YouTube and I started talking about them, just happened to boost my subscriber count, and I still don't believe it. It's really weird to think about, to be honest. Yeah, it is what it is. Not everybody's gonna enjoy the content that I put out. Not everybody's gonna be agree with what I have to say, and I'm okay with that. I really am okay with that. I don't see, we're all human. We're not always gonna agree or have the same feelings or react to something the same way. And I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with it. Of course, bad things can come of having opposing opinions if you're not an adult about it. But that all comes out at the end of the day. It's nothing that I want myself to get hung up on at any point in my YouTube or any other YouTuber to really get hung up on it. If somebody's going to drag something out, it kind of speaks something to their character, in my opinion. My channel is just me walking and talking since my bad hip replacement. I mean, people are into everything though. Claire, like I'm sure you have content that people really enjoy. There's a content, videos, whatever you want to call it for everybody. Okay, thank you, Amber. Yeah, I always try to be there in other creators that I support. If I support other creators or, it could be somebody I don't even support, but I'm there to talk their same points. Maybe it's somebody I don't really know. I'm new to their channel. I'm still going to provide my input. And if it's an opposing opinion, I'm going to make sure that I am respectful and that it's not no harsh feelings are in that when I'm providing my argument, so to speak. I've done that a couple of times. I try to always support other creators who align with my values and morals. I have done that before I was on YouTube, and I'm going to continue doing it while I'm on YouTube. I also watch a mixture of stuff. There's not one particular area of YouTube that I stick to. I primarily watch beauty is what got me into YouTube, and from beauty, then started like the T channels for beauty. And then there were T channels for T channels, and then there were commentary channels. And, it's hard to differentiate between what you want to consider a T channel, a drama channel, or a commentary channel. At the end of the day, it's really up to the creator how they want to define themselves and how their subscribers, following want to describe their content. It really shouldn't matter at the end of the day. Hey Jen, how are you? Yeah, Amber, I try to use logic. I try to be a logical thinker. I try to think critically. I try to always, when I am coming at a video, if you've watched any of my content, I'm sure you're aware, like, I don't claim to do a lot of research. I will tell you what I have seen and where I'm getting the information I'm getting from. And then I provide it from the perspective of a viewer because that's how I view myself as a viewer. I don't view myself as a YouTuber or an influencer or anything like that. I view myself as everybody else. I'm a viewer of YouTube. I consume a lot of YouTube. So I haven't seen a whole lot of channels which are willing to discuss literally both sides, to provide their opinion when talking about things and let their audience know when it is their opinion, but also being open enough and understanding enough to acknowledge that there is an opposing side to every opinion. There's always going to be an opposing side. I try my best to do that. I will acknowledge when I know I'm biased. And I hope you guys are comfortable with letting me know when you don't think I'm being biased. I hardly ever delete comments. I will delete comments if they're mean or threatening, or if they're just not useful in any way, then what's the point of it being there? If you're gonna provide constructive criticism or anything along those lines, I'm gonna leave it. There's no reason for me not to. Hey, Michelle, how are you? I don't think I saw you pop in. Sorry if you've been here for a minute. You can't watch what's on your TV. What's on your TV, Jen? Content without logic doesn't compute in your nerdy brain. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody can. Oh, the debate. Yeah. It's not that I'm trying to shy away from politics on my channel. If it was something that I dove wholeheartedly in, I would be comfortable talking about it. But I don't. I don't follow politics super closely. I do vote. I do all of that. I'm not going to talk about my political party because I don't do super in depth research to the extent that I know other creators who talk about politics do. So I'm not going to provide you guys any information. So I'm not going to talk about it, but I'm not watching the debate. I will watch the clip notes of it when I need to. You're doing great. That's awesome. I'm happy everybody, has kind of come in tonight. I didn't know since I didn't post. I try to always let you guys know in the community tab when I'm going to be doing these, but I really haven't been in a good state to remember to let you guys know. Yeah, it is a tricky subject, and I respect the people who are, educated enough and comfortable enough to talk about it on their channel. If I was to their points, I probably would be okay with talking about it. I don't feel that my channel is anything in particular. So I'm pretty open to talk about whatever, but I'm not educated enough, and politics are so serious that providing incorrect information or starting like hardcore debates can go very wrong for people. And I know I'm not educated enough to have any kind of debate or conversation about politics on my channel. Hey, Toad's Wild Ride, how are you? It'll stay up. So I also kind of wanted to mention that because in the last couple of lives I've done, um, it doesn't seem that when I load them or when I'm done and I click to publish it, that it loads right away. I don't know if it'll be different since I'm filming from my phone today versus my laptop. I have always just left my videos to publish when my lives when I'm done. I believe there's been some lags at times, and some videos aren't actually being published to my YouTube page for a day or two. So if you ever see that I'm live and then it's not there, it will show up in a day or two. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a computer issue on my end. I don't know if it's a YouTube issue. I could care less. I just want some of you guys to know that. You've been trying to find a good crime channel to follow. You find podcasts, but not YouTube channels. I really like true crime, but to be totally honest with you, I don't watch it on YouTube. I prefer to actually watch, like, the reenactments of things, but I know exactly, I was about to say, I know there's some very, well-known YouTube creators. I have watched Bailey Sarian before. She's really good, I like the way she does it, but again, I prefer to watch how it's reenacted and to watch, like, what would you call it? Like, the documentary style where they talk to different professionals, people who maybe worked the case, like 48 or something like that. I prefer watching those kind of true crime shows rather than somebody retelling the facts. And that's just a personal preference of mine. Yeah, Claire just provided a whole bunch of them. If you haven't tried any of them, maybe do that, Jen. Yeah, Toads, I'm doing okay. I'm here, I'm getting back into the swing of things. it's hard, especially for, the ones who knew what was going on. Um, it is what it is, you know? I can't really talk about it at this time, but like I said, give me a week or 2 and I will be able to discuss kind of more what happened. And, I guess, you know, I'm not super because I've mentioned it a couple of times, I can kind of maintain my composure a little bit. This wasn't the first dog I've had to make this decision about, and what's been really hard for me is each time this has happened, it has been very unexpected. So, it's different when you have, at least in my opinion, it's different when you have a dog that you know is ill or is older and maybe coming to that point in their life. With both dogs, one, it happened 3 years ago for my other dog, and it never gets easier. If anything, I think it gets harder, and it's been hard with the 2 dogs I still have in the house. You know, you can tell that they're weary of us right now, and it makes it harder because all we wanna do is cuddle up to them, but they're not totally accepting of it right now because they don't know what happened. You've not heard of Bailey Sarian? Yeah, Bailey Sarian is the one that, is it I always get Robert and James mixed up. I think it's Robert who is the makeup artist. He always does his ghost stories Mondays. What does he call it? Mysterious Monday? I don't know. He does the ghost stories and does his makeup, and he always says he used Bailey Sarian's idea of her doing makeup and telling true crime. He kind of took that idea and morphed it into what he has created. Yeah, Claire, you can DM me if you want. I'm pretty sure you know my handles on my social media. You can DM me. I'm okay. It's just whenever I didn't anticipate really addressing it tonight, which is why I've choked up a couple of times. Once I know I'm going to talk about it, I can typically keep my emotions at bay. Uh, since it's been brought up, the cliff notes is I've talked about the dogs that I've had and that I have. I had 2 huskies and a chocolate lab. My older male husky, he was 8 years old. His name was Gizmo. Over the weekend, he became really lethargic. He wasn't eating. His stomach started to swell a little bit, even though he wasn't eating, and he appeared to be struggling to breathe a little bit. And I looked at my husband and I said, okay, well, if this doesn't get better by Monday, we need to address it. And come Sunday, he actually got worse and he was having a harder time breathing. His stomach started to get even larger, and he still wasn't eating. He was drinking. He was somewhat mobile, but by the end of the evening, he really was not wanting to get up. He wasn't wanting to go into our bedroom for nighttime, which was his favorite time of the day. So there were a lot of warning signs. I got up for work on Monday. I went to work and I got a text message from my husband that he had fallen and he was struggling to get back up. So I talked to my bosses and I said, something's been going on with my dog. I'm going to go home, see if we can get him an emergency vet appointment. And that's what I did. I came home. I saw him struggling. I asked my husband, had he gone to the bathroom in the 4 hours I was gone, and he hadn't. So, I kind of coaxed him to get up and to go outside to go to the bathroom. And he could get up. He struggled, but he did get up and he went outside and he, went to the bathroom. He urinated and it smelled of dehydration. And I was like, "Are you sure he's drinking?" And he said, "Yes." And then on the way back into the house from the yard, his back legs gave out from under him. So it was apparent he had only been getting worse in such a short time frame that we needed to call. And so I started calling all of the vets in the area, which we're kind of new here, so we don't know any vets. We haven't established a vet here yet. And they were all telling me, "It's a week, it's a week." And I was bawling my eyes out, explaining, "I can't wait a week. Something is seriously wrong with my dog." And finally, about the third or fourth vet I had spoken to, they told me the name of a vet here who will actually come to your house, which, in all honesty, was probably the best scenario because Gizmo was a very big, he was a big husky, and I couldn't have picked him up. I'm sure my husband and I together could have, but he was obviously in pain. So we were just like, F it. Really, we were like, F it. He's sick. Something's wrong. Something's seriously wrong. I don't care how much it costs. He needs to be seen. So I called that vet, still a blubbering mess, and he had an appointment in 2 hours. So my husband and I sat with the dog. We let our work know. Both of us let our respective works know something was going on and that, it was obvious we weren't in a good emotional state. So we both stayed home and just loved on him, not knowing what was going to happen, but he continued to deteriorate, and we knew it wasn't going to be good news. The vet got here and started looking at him, and he noticed his stomach swelling, and we talked to him about, what had transpired over the last couple of days. And he stuck a needle in where his belly had swollen out, and he just looked at us and said he has a tumor. And due to his age and his size, he was not a good candidate for surgery. So we knew what we needed to do at that point. We weren't going to let our dog suffer. So we let him know. Obviously, we were going to do what was humane for him. And with apparently here, with vets that maybe do home visits, they don't necessarily take care of the bodies afterwards. So we were not comfortable with having him be euthanized and not know what to do with his remains. We rent, so it's not like we could bury him. So then began the process of finding someone who would come and take him and cremate him and give him back to us. So that took a little bit of time, but we had the rest of the day with him. Both were scheduled to come back at 5 o'clock on Monday, and that's what happened. So my week already was stressful from the weekend, dealing with him being ill and not knowing what was going on, to having to make a decision like that was really hard. Um, my other two dogs that we have are a lot more hyper. They're younger than he is. My female husky, Paisley, you guys have seen Paisley before. She's only 5, and then my chocolate lab Whiskey is only 2. So they are younger. So although I've heard it's best to allow your dogs to smell the body once the animal is put to sleep, we could not do that. The vets that were here were more frail vets. No offense to them, but I don't think they could have taken the beating my dogs typically provide people by jumping all over them and just being way too excited. Um, we didn't allow that process to happen. So it has been, for the past 3 days, not only hard for us to heal, but it's been hard for the other dogs. They look for him, they run around the yard. Like I said, I have put a dog down before 3 years ago, so I know this will go by in a couple of weeks. Um, it won't be as bad, but right now it's really hard. If you have any pets, if you put them down, you know how hard it is. And that's just what I'm working through right now. So that is what has happened. Hopefully, you guys will see the other two in other videos. I'll probably start to incorporate them more because of this, so I can have some kind of life track. Of course, I have pictures, but it'll be nice to look back on videos that they've popped in and stuff. And I'm pretty sure Gizmo has been in the background of a video or two, just laying in the background on the floor. Not that I don't even know what videos those would be. They would be my really, really old videos. So that's what's happened. So that's the story. Um, it's hard to really talk about, and it's hard to explain to people who maybe aren't dog people or aren't pet people who who view their children. It's hard to talk because I'm trying to keep my emotions at bay. It's hard to explain how you're feeling if to people if they maybe don't feel the same way about their animals. For me and my husband, our pets are like our children, and I know there's a lot of people out there who feel the same way about their animals, whether it be their cats, their dogs, their birds, even. It's just really hard. It's a hard loss to take. Um, but ultimately, I know he is out of pain, and we are getting him cremated, so we'll get him back like we got our other dog back. I'm one of those weird people who have the picture and the urn put up in a place in our house. So he will be added to that with our other dog. So I'm going to quickly go through everybody. Yeah, I appreciate everybody's support. The people who are here, you guys are probably my most loyal subscribers, and are the ones who have reached out to me, and that's why I felt it was probably appropriate for me to let you guys know what one of the things I've been dealing with, and why I didn't stick to uploading some content this week. But I am, as you can tell, I'm here. I'm not as chipper as I typically am, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there, and it will be. I'm sorry, Dark Lily. I know how you feel. It's hard. It is very, very hard. And they are like losing a member of your family, especially when you've had them for 8 years. We had Gizmo since he was 7 weeks old. We got him earlier than you're supposed to because we got him from a private breeder who didn't know what they were doing, to be honest. So we we've had him for a very long time, and the two dogs that we have left have known him their whole lives. So it's hard for them to adjust as well. Anyways, now that everybody knows what's going on, we can move on. Does anybody have any any serious topics you want to talk about today, or do we want to keep it lighthearted and maybe do a more serious topic next week on Wednesday? I guess even though we're referring to dogs, loss is a serious topic to talk about, and how you grieve and how you cope with the change. Yeah, I'm not drinking out of a can, Jen. I've been trying not to. Um, you guys really creep me out with that. I'm not going to lie. You vote for light, and that's fine with me. I'm cool with talking about. Will you be watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? No. I don't watch Real Housewives. There was a stint of my life where I thought it was like the most funny show to watch because it's a bunch of rich, entitled ladies doing really nothing but going on like extravagant trips. And I thought their drama was funny, which is why I watched it. But I think I've kind of grown out of that kind of reality TV, and I don't find it as entertaining anymore. I don't even wanna know what the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City would say or do. It starts in a week or 2. Sorry, I think I have, like, a dog hair in with my eyelashes. You yell at the TV. I just can't get into that kind of reality TV anymore. I don't know what it is. I don't find it funny or entertaining or amusing anymore. I don't know when that switch happened, but I just stopped watching TV shows like that. I don't watch a whole lot of TV to begin with, to be quite honest. I'm trying to think. We don't have cable anyways. Um, we have, like, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime TV. Oh, we have a lot of the streaming services. The only thing on Hulu that I will stream, like, TV channel-wise is ID, Investigative Discovery, and then other than that, we watch a lot of movies. We watch kind of childish movies, actually. We watch, like, the Pixar and DreamWorks, we like those kind of movies. My husband's really into, like, action movies and fighting movies, so we'll watch those occasionally. You're a Walking Dead addict? I used to watch Walking Dead when it was new, and then I went off of it for, like, a year or 2. I just didn't watch any of it, and then I had a hard time getting back into it, so I stopped. The same thing happened with Game of Thrones. I watched, like, the first 3 seasons religiously, and then I'm assuming I just got too busy with work. That's kind of always what happens with me, is I get too busy with work and I stop being regular on a TV show, and then I just lose interest. Della said it premieres November 11th, so anyone who's interested in watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, that's when it's gonna be premiering. You don't have cable. Jen's not a lot of the streaming services now will offer you to stream TV shows, or, like, you can buy an app to watch that channel. I think that's what Roku is. Is that what Roku is? I got my parents a Roku TV with my sister, like, 2 Christmases ago, and they were telling me something about buying apps to watch certain TV channels. I might be wrong. You like watching action movies and suspense movies? I've forgotten by then. Yeah, I will too, Dark Lily. Della, you'll have to keep reminding us because we'll forget. I'm probably not gonna watch it, but if anybody else is interested, they can. Um, I was gonna say something. I don't remember. Yeah, I've in my get to know me video that I did, I talk about how I don't have the patience to go to movies or to watch movies, and that's kind of how I am at home too. Whenever we put a movie on, I'm typically either cleaning or cooking or tending to the dogs. It's very rare that I actually sit down and legitimately watch the movie all the way through. You have YouTube streaming, it's pretty good, and you can record and fast forward. Is that a part of the YouTube Premium, or is that something different, Della? You love your Roku TV, Michelle? I don't have a Roku TV. We have a Samsung TV, I believe is what it is, in our living room, and it's took me a while to figure it out, to say the least. I still don't even know how to work it all the way. You're mainlining the Weather Channel. Yeah, I think on the Rokus you can download channels or apps. I think some of them you may have to pay for, but not all of them. It is different? Okay. I didn't know. I have YouTube Premium, and I know that stuff comes with it that I don't utilize, because people will be like, "Oh, yeah, it's a part of the." I think music isn't the music stuff a part of the premium? I don't know. I really don't pay attention. I just, as ironic as it is, I don't care about ads, so I don't like watching them, and I feel bad skipping through them for creators because I know watching them is how it helps boost their income, so I just buy the family plan. I just don't have the patience, to be honest. Does anybody have any plans for this weekend? I know, for most people, it's a long weekend. It's not for me, but for most people, it is. Yeah, Jen, the hurricane season has been crazy. What was it? Sally, that hit where I'm from pretty hard. Luckily, all the family I have down there are okay, and nothing was too terribly damaged. But yeah, it was hard to see. Kind of maybe about the only uh good thing for me that's come of 2020 is that we weren't there when the hurricane hit. Yeah, it's Columbus Day, Dark Lily. You still social distance and you're trying to figure out how to get your car serviced and oil change. Um, so my husband had to take our vehicles and we took them to the dealership, and I'm pretty sure they were following very strict social distancing guidelines. I didn't do it myself, so I don't know what they were, but I remember him saying something about having to like leave the key in the car, and like everything was electronic done through his phone. We have Toyota. That's where we took our cars. Have you tried that? Maybe that will work? Yeah, 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 I'll be working Monday. Not one of my holidays, so you'll forget the housewives. Yeah, I understand that. Hopefully, you guys don't hear the people driving down the street. Let me know if you can. I'm kind of interested to see how well this is, aside from having to use my headphones. You're starting to get into the holiday season. Yeah, I'm trying to. So every year we have typically gone to my parents for Christmas and Thanksgiving if they were in the area, which most of the time they were. So this is the first year for the holidays I will not spend either Thanksgiving or Christmas with my parents, or in the area close to one of my parents, which is crazy to think about. Um, and we were trying to plan for something, but for the first time since I've been married to my husband, his family is actually going to be coming to spend Christmas with us. So we are not typically ones to go all out for decorating. We do very bare minimum, but that's because we always had my parents or somebody else to go to. So this year we will actually be trying to decorate, and he's got two younger sisters. So we'll be trying to be festive, and it's interesting because now we've been into Walmart and we see the Christmas stuff out, and we're like, "Oh, we're really gonna have to start looking at that stuff because we're gonna have to make sure that we're prepared." I'm off work. You love Thanksgiving? I don't mind Thanksgiving. It's not my favorite holiday. Oh no. What happened to your stove, Della? Claire's in Canada. Yeah, I'm not even starting to think about the fact that I'm gonna have to actually cook. Not that I can't cook, I can. I've never cooked for a holiday, especially for like a family dinner. So that's gonna be interesting. Bigger things are getting hard to find too. Like, appliances? Is that what you mean, Jen? Appliances are getting harder to find? Yeah, I was gonna say maybe in finding them in stores would have become harder, but I would imagine you can still order them online. Is it not something that you can, a part that just needs to be replaced? Yes. You get to go last, Claire? I mean, we've, like I said, we've always kind of had this will probably be the first year I ever actually stress out about it being the holidays because of that. Typically, they're pretty carefree because we're just a participant, not really in the thick of it. All right, so I know this live has kind of been all over the place. I'm gonna give everybody a little bit more time if you have any other questions or anything you want to talk about, any suggestions before I get off for the night. Yeah, I knew a lot of stuff kind of closed down, Jen, but I thought most of it had kind of gotten back into operation. They're just backed up. I mean, that makes sense. I didn't think of it that way. I hope I do. We'll find out. I'm sure I'm still gonna be that's part of the reason why I wanted to move all of my filming stuff, and so we can have it situated so I rather can have it situated in a place that's not gonna be in the way or going to be an issue if people are here, so I can continue to go live and do content for you guys even when we have company. I was initially at the very, very, very beginning of my YouTube, I was filming in my bedroom, and then recently I moved into trying to film in a guest bedroom, and I was going to set that up as like a guest bedroom slash studio, but how I had it wasn't really working. And then my husband has an office or a hobby room. If you saw behind this curtain, there's so many knickknacks of like drone parts and drones and 3D printing. He's my husband's into that kind of stuff. So we have come to the agreement that we're going to share the office space and leave our guest bedrooms available for when we have guests coming up. So it was just before this live actually that I got most of it set up. I still have a little bit more I need to do, so that's why I am definitely leaving it open if you guys, especially over my next couple of videos, notice any harsh noises or any a lot of background noise or anything like that, just let me know. You guys know I'm trying to oh, what happened? Can you guys see me? I don't know what happened because I have you guys on my laptop and my laptop's buffering. Can you guys still hear me? Sorry if you guys are moving around a lot. What is going on? Okay, you can see me. Sorry, I don't know what was going on. I was trying to see your responses on my phone, but it wasn't quite cooperating. Let me go back up. Yeah, Melody, I understand. And this wasn't my intention for the live today either. I was going to stick with it, but I felt it was important to kind of talk about where I've been and why I haven't been uploading. So I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. At least for the most part, we didn't, get kicked out in the first, like, 10 minutes like normal. Alright, I am going to hey oh, you told me. Let me try and remember. Malia? Did I say it right? Hey, Malia. And that's understandable, Claire. That's why I always yay, I'm glad I got it right. That's why I always try to, let you guys know in the beginning what the topic is, and I kind of, um, what is it? Linger a little bit before we get into topics. That way, anybody who may come in late, not knowing what we're talking about, has the ability to kind of figure out what we're talking about before it gets to a point that may be offensive or triggering to them. Next week, I will probably put a poll up on my community tab in the next couple of days for the topic next Wednesday, and it will include the topic that we were supposed to talk about today. Whatever wins is what we'll talk about. And then I will try to be better about keeping you guys up to date when I'm going to go live. I will probably go live this weekend. I'm not sure when yet, but I will probably go live, and I should have a video coming out on Friday. I just have to finish it. I'm got a couple that I've started, and you guys know I'm working on trying to edit before I upload stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at with those. So hopefully I have one available for you guys on Friday. It's in the works. I'm sorry everything's kind of been taking so long. All right. Well, I it's almost been an hour, and I know this is a shorter live for me, um, but I'm trying to ease myself into things. I don't want to pressure myself too quickly, and I'm just getting very distracted, not by you guys, but with other stuff. I'm getting distracted, so I am going to go ahead and end the live here. Again, I do want to say I appreciate everyone for all of the kind words and support over the last couple of days. Really, over the past couple week or two, it's been amazing to know that the people who are watching me have kind of built this strong community and are so supportive not only of me but of each other. It is wonderful to see us all kind of come together and support one another when we're all human and dealing with things and struggling with stuff. It's wonderful to see because that's kind of what I wanted my community when it started to grow to be that, to be supportive, to be caring, to be there for each other. And it's wonderful to see that that has actually started to happen. And it wouldn't happen without you guys. So keep an eye out for a video on Friday. If it doesn't get posted, I apologize, but I will be doing a live sometime this weekend, and those videos should be coming up shortly after that. But with that being said, I hope you guys all have a good day, evening, night, wherever you are, and I will see you next time. If I can only figure out how to close the live now. There you go.